What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here with Eric Palacio. He's going to be my co-host today. The cool shade guy from, I mean, that's what happens. You go to Puerto Rico for a month and you come back with these awesome shades. What the hell? But hey, guys, this is another episode of Gear Talk that we're going to have here. We're going to be talking about Teufelberger's Tree Motion Pro, an ambassador, a legend. The one and only Bill Burley is going to be talking, and we also have Jon Sullivan that's just been on the show recently. We're going to be talking about this product here, but guys, if you never listened to the show, we got a bunch of different episodes we have, and this is Gear Talk, where we break down some products. We talk about the history of the product. We talk about maintenance of the product. We talk about everything we like and dislike, or whatever we want to say about it, but it's for you guys to take and do whatever you want with it. We also have our full-length episode that we have people come in California and Santa Rosa, and they get to go in the podcast studio, and we get to hear their story. We get to talk about all other cool shit that Tree Guys talk about. And then we have our mini episodes, which are our What's Your Story, where we get to hear individual tree people in the industry about how they got in the industry, who inspired them, and wisdom they can share. And then we have our safety flashes, or our safety talks, that we discuss real life scenarios of things that happen out in the field and how do we mitigate those and make them better, you know, to not have that kind of things happen out there for that. So we got a fee for the show, and that fee is, if you're listening to this right now and you don't share it, you're a jerk. We don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. But if you guys don't, you can't listen anymore. This is it.
You're not paying the fee.
You're not paying the fee. Just pay the fee.
Share it.
Share it. Put it out there.
Share it.
This is how we grow. We don't get paid. We don't do commercials and stopping you in the middle. There are some people that help us out once in a while with some free gear that we give out, but we don't get paid for this. And all we ask is for to share it and get the knowledge and wisdom that these individuals are going to be sharing. So to that, we're going to kick it off. The rest of the show is yours, Mr. Bill Burley. Tell us about the product.
Great.
What do we got here?
Well, before I start,
all right.
Eric's wearing shades to protect his eyes from his outfit that he's wearing.
Absolutely. Look, let me tell you something. These are the only orange spiders in North America, right? Like no one has this color.
Who'd you steal them from?
Phil sent Jared and I like a month ago with those.
Yeah.
I've literally had those
probably
since
not
2017.
Probably not orange.
Ryan Swiderski, can you please put up some pictures of yours?
Yeah, they're not orange. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about regular zeros. I'm talking about orange spiders. I'm sorry,
Just
spiders.
the climbers, right?
Yeah, just the climbers. So I know you don't have any.
Eric,
No.
Eric, we all know you're special.
You are special.
But no, because you were saying, but yeah, that's the story. They're special. I kind of have to wear them, and actually, if you want some orange ones, we would be inclined to give you a special edition.
Hey, this is on the next Clogger talk.
whoa,
This
I'm just saying,
this is a Teufelberger
like that.
product, okay?
Man.
You gotta thank
Shameless.
Bill for that.
This is what happens when Eric's on a show.
Yeah, man. He's right.
He asked about the flashiness.
I
That's
know,
where it comes from.
He asked about the glasses.
I asked about the glasses.
Hey,
Because you're
but
an orange.
Aside from the glasses and all that, this is an emblem of safety. What are you
Absolutely.
talking about?
He
This
is.
is high visibility.
Absolutely.
So
He is.
I respect it. I'm there for it.
These
Like-
are his safety
yeah.
glasses.
Yeah,
Are those ANSI rated?
they could be.
Could be. They
Probably
look
not.
expensive.
For what they cost, they
Yeah.
should be.
Mine are ANSI rated.
Oh,
so
man.
let's
Yeah,
really
you're
get
way
to
Well,
it.
let's
Yeah.
get into the Tree
You also
Motion
look
Pro.
like a bad 80s video.
Let's get into the Tree Motion Pro. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
So, Tree Motion Pro. It's our newest rendition of the Tree Motion product line.
Mm-hmm.
Back a number of years ago, the Tree Imagineers came out with the original Tree Motion Anzai saddle.
Which changed the game, right? Like
Game changer.
revolutionary.
Yes.
Like let's just put that out on the table.
Yeah,
I
brought
mean,
the comfort level out of this world, functionality, mobility, just the Tree Motion just set the standard. that
everybody
everyone's
climbed
trying-
on that old school like bring one.
I went from a Buckingham to a Tree Motion, and I was like, I'm a new person.
Yeah.
It was game changer, right? There's not many game changers that come out often. The Tree Motion back in the day with Tree Imagineers was a game changer. And we ran Teufelberger, and in partnership with the Tree Imagineers, we ran with that for quite a while until the Tree Motion Evo came out, which was the second rendition after the S-Lite. The S-Lite's just a cut-down version of the original model. The Evo raised the bar again for comfort and ergonomics and work positioning and everything that goes along with what you need when you're climbing. And then we decided that we were going to start development on the next rendition of the Tree Motion. We did not a complete redesign, but a really all-encompassing redesign of the Tree Motion. And we came up with this in the Essential, which is the new S-Lite.
This is the S-Lite?
This is the Pro. This is the original.
Gotcha.
The new rendition of the original. The S-Lite is now called the Essential.
Gotcha.
Pretty much the same differences. But on the new Pro, the major point that needs to be put into place is that this is a true 10-year tag. From the time of manufacturing, it's 10 years till its service life is over. Every single part now is replaceable on this saddle. We changed the old red ring that was a closed ring where we had to cut and girth hitch the new leg straps on. We changed that to our new open ring where we can actually take the parts out, slide the leg loops out, and replace them rather easily. We went ahead and we started with the new elastic keepers to keep the saddle where it's supposed to be.
That's one thing that I really like on those. On my new one, just to be able to get the buckle on, just to put that on first and have the saddle just sit there while I'm fussing with the other thing was like, yes, thank you.
Well, we all know that some people like to run their waist belts a little tighter and their leg loops a little looser, but you want to make sure that it stays where it's supposed to be. So putting these keepers on there ensures that it's going to stay relatively close to where you want it.
Yeah.
Regardless of how the hold down straps are.
Not to mention a saddle with everything that you usually have on it is something. I mean, I know putting on my Evo, it's like I have to keep everything kind of held up a little bit to get the buckle where I want it, then tighten the buckle so to be able to have like an easy clip like that so you can at least get your adjustments to where you want them before you start flying. That's a big game changer.
Absolutely. Another new design, the Evo, the paw system on the Evo on the lower Ds incorporated a bone piece, the backer piece to keep everything in place. We went ahead and we designed our new lower D with just 2 concentric holes. This way we can run truly 2 independent bridges.
Eliminate some of that hardware that was
eliminate
there.
some of the hardware and also eliminate knot stacking. So if you remember on the Evo, you'd have to have 2 fishermen's back to back, which would make the knots come out away from the paw. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, now you had this long piece of everything there.
Right. So now you truly have 2 independents, so you can keep track of where you can, and if you lose one, there's no chance of losing the second one, unless of course you cut right through. Another feature that a lot of people are noticing is the lack of the green ring on the back. So if you look at your original Tree Motion, and if you look at the Evo, you have this big pack system here in the back that held the green ring, life support rated. Well, that added a lot of stiffness to the back. And with removing that system, we gained a lot of movement within the back pad, so it can fit a little more comfortably. Now, some people liked having that rigidness in the back. I
preferred that too.
I preferred having the rigidness in the back. But after wearing one of these for the last almost 2 years now, it's really form-fitting.
You know what I noticed on mine? It form fitting. Like I got it around myself better because before, like I could never get it tight enough, right? And I mean, I'm a chunky kind of dude already, right? Like I always figure like it's gonna be tight on me.
You're gonna climb more.
Well, I climb for training, right? I'm so glad that I don't have to climb for production anymore. But that made it a lot easier when we were doing production climbing. But like at least for training now, I fit it on and it's like I can snug it onto me a little bit because that was my issue. It would always fall off my not hips. 'Cause I don't really
Your
know
hips
how-
do lie.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a second.
So I got to imagine with that back piece missing, the rigid back piece, the break-in time for this has got to be
Lot less.
exponentially
A
faster.
lot less.
You put it on and it's on.
Nice.
So we all know that green on any Tree Motion product means life support.
For sure.
So with the green ring in the back with that pack, we had a life support rated piece that was originally intended for a very specific rescue scenario. Most people in the tree world use that green ring for either the chainsaw lanyard, hooking their own personal lanyard in there for the tail, but it was never really intended
for that.
it was never used for the intended purpose. So we decided that we were going to remove that whole entire pack and add a red loop, which is breakaway at 45 pounds. So we can use the chainsaw attachment, and we don't have to fear, like with the green ring, chainsaw gets pulled and you're using a hard tie chainsaw lanyard, it's going to take you with it. With this one, it's going to go ahead and break away, and you're not going to get pulled out of the tree with it.
That's a great feature.
Yeah.
Functional feature.
Yep. Another subtle change was the use of elastic webbing as opposed to the actual elastic string, which
Those
everybody
strings
used
you
to
saw
You
would
mean
get
the bungee
smacked in your
cord?
butt.
the bungee, yeah, the old
dude.
bungee cord smack.
I'm
Yeah.
I still use my Evo right now for all my production work, and there's plenty of times getting into something really bushy, and like I forget about those straps, and they remind me they're there. I get a nice smack right on the back of the thigh, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that part again.
Yeah, so we provide both with every saddle, so you can change it out if you need to. Modularization, very big key component to the new saddle. So each back pad and leg pad are once again fully replaceable, but we're also coming out with another set of pads, which could be, we could have any number of pads coming out depending on what the market is asking for. But we have some pads coming out that are a little bit thinner with some Cool Max material. We're working on some other things further down the line that may help our northern climbers out quite a bit during the wintertime. So modularity.
Can you talk more about that?
No.
Ah,
Nope. So modularity is a big thing with the saddle. There are plans for future expansion on this saddle that you'll be seeing in the next 3 to 5 years. We really want to make this platform we want to keep this platform around for a while.
That's cool.
Now we'll get back to what Eric was saying about form fitting. So on the previous models of the Tree Motion, we'll notice that on this lower section in the front, it kind of dips down onto the hip bone a little bit, which in some people with body shapes, that piece would kind of flap around and kind of cause a pinch point. Well, we went ahead and we took away that flap, and we ended up putting a bumper here on the pad to keep the rigidness, but it allows it to conform to the hip if it moves and needs to conform. It doesn't take the backer material and try to move that. So it's just a little pinch point that used to cause some irritation that is now gone. And the big thing is our weight has changed quite a bit. We've changed the manufacturing process within the back system itself, which allowed us to get about a pound lighter, a little bit more than a pound.
Wow,
So
that's a lot to shave off.
It's pretty significant.
So what goes into the redesign of that? You know, from the time it starts to when it actually comes to market.
So in the ambassador program, we started the redesign of this almost 3 years ago to date. It was a slow process at first. Obviously, we have to get. Well, let's back up for a second. So, the True Imagineers, great organization, great minds. They've done a lot in our industry. Great designers. They encompass everything they can possibly encompass into their designs, but limited to a few people. It's limited to a handful of people.
Right.
We took the ambassador team, and the whole entire ambassador team at the time was like 21 people. And we started the design and worked on it in separate realms, and there was very little collaboration between each group. And then we brought that together, bam, now we have a design that we can go forward with. Patrick and Ludo were able to pump out some prototyping, and we were able to do some prototype validation, and then just move from there. So it took approximately 3 years to date to get this thing
Gotcha.
where it is today. There's still improvements that we have to make. There's still things that we're seeing that we're coming up on that we're fixing as we go.
What would be one of those things that you think on that product that came out? It's going, I think we need to change this for the future.
So we have a Velcro issue.
It doesn't hold up.
Doesn't hold up. And where you have our fix-it kit is in process at the moment.
Good.
So
And what's the fix-it kit going to be like? I mean, what is?
you'll see it. You'll see
Oh,
it.
the mysteriousness. I love
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're like, go to Amazon, buy more Velcro, and stick it on. Fix kit.
It's what we're providing to fix the issue.
I
We're
gotta say, like, it's been pretty cool to see the changes that have come about, because there's some stuff that, you know, obviously people are like, when someone gives you feedback, you know, and they're maybe someone like us that uses it for training, we're like, you know, subject matter experts or whatever, and like we're extra critical or like super critical, you know, of some of these things. And I remember coming to Ludo about some things, you know, and being probably extra critical, you know, because that's really who we are, right? It's not that like, I think at first it was like, oh, maybe you don't like the brand, or maybe you don't like the brand. It's like, no. Like, you got to look at it like, this is from a trainer standpoint, right? It's from research and development. And I think I was, you know, a little bit more voicious about like the things that I didn't like. That why was the reason that maybe I didn't wear it all the time, or it wasn't my go-to saddle. And at first, I guess he probably was like, Eric, you just don't like it, you know? I'm like, no, this is what's it. And then later down the road, like some of those changes got kind of taken out. And I was like, that's a really cool way of him being like, all right, shut the hell up. Like, look, we got that. Dude, like, what's your excuse now, Eric? You know? And when I got this, the newest edition, and it fit good, I was like, man, this is so cool. Like, and just seeing that how maybe someone could have helped out in that little change, like for me is like really cool, right? Like I feel like he really listened to like even the people that were critical of it, like like me, and understood that it wasn't that I didn't like it or I didn't like him, or anything like that. He understood that it's like, okay, Eric's real blunt with what he needs or what he understands or what he sees in the field, right? Because this was my thing. It's like, look, dude, like at that time we were hiring how many people, like for Mobrace and for all
50
these
a week,
50 a week, right? And you're like, I'm speaking to about 50, 60, 80 people, 100 people a week, right? And we're running them through these things and they get to see it. Like, so it's in your very interest that we get some of these things fixed, or that we work together so that, you know, we can put your product in front of these people, and that's been really, really cool.
Let me tell you something really quick. Just speaking on Ludo, because I'm online like everybody else
Who's
is.
Ludo?
Ludo's head guy for
Ludovic.
Teufelberger, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Pretty best way to say it.
Yeah, Ludo is the European marketing manager for tree care.
You know Ludo.
I have seen,
Yes.
because I'm on multiple different tree Facebook pages, like so many guys are, right? And I saw one time a guy just making some sort of comment, just a random guy, about one of the ropes, right? And Ludo hopped right on there and he's like, we love to hear this kind of feedback.
Yeah.
This is what we can do to improve it. Maybe you can try this out. Maybe it'll work out differently. And to see the responsiveness of that from somebody
Like,
that's
whoa.
sitting up here, you know what I mean? Like, it just goes to show the proper quality control that you should have in an industry that, hey, this is holding your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that responsiveness is very cool to see.
Well, even for some people that we won't mention any names, but there's someone like went out there and like just completely bashed the saddle because it corroded in a certain different way. And even then, you know, it was like, it's very ignorant when you do that too sometimes, right? Because you're speaking out of like, you're not a subject matter expert, first of all. And then second of all, like you're just completely like bashing an item for like not understanding it, right? Not understanding what happened. And even then, I think that guy, like, he sent him a saddle. He's like, here, don't worry. Like,
Yeah.
if you would have just come to us, like, we
We'll
take care of
you.
you.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no need to do that.
That's
He
good.
was like, we actually want that criticism and want that input.
Yep.
But like, you could have just as easily called us and told us, right? And
Yep.
and then that's the cool part about all this too.
When you're online and you're talking about issues, right? If you don't come at the issue the right way, it's never going to get fixed.
No.
You know, there's always an approach. You know, maybe there is an issue. Maybe something is wrong with the way it's being manufactured, the way it's being coded, whatever. But if you start bashing and you start just everyone shuts off.
Yeah.
Or you get
You're
people
not
jumping on
helping
the
it out.
bandwagon, and next thing you know, it's blown out of proportion. It's still not going to get fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you find an issue with your equipment, no matter what manufacturer it is, approach it. Approach the manufacturer. You know, if you're going to do it online, but do it tactfully.
Yeah, I think that's important to say,
Otherwise,
and
it
I'm glad
doesn't-
we touched
doesn't
up on
fix.
that subject. And like, listen, all these brands, especially Teufelberger, you know, I'm so blessed to be a part of like all of that too, you know, and to, you know, still have support from them in my training and all of that. But yeah, especially Teufelberger, you find an issue, like, get a hold of Bill online and then bring that issue to him and explain what's
Well,
happened.
that's what a lot of people do. They get a hold
I
of me
mean-
directly, and we have the issue resolved.
Well, you
rapidly.
know what the motto
That's
is,
good.
right? Just call Bill.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
can
Call
you,
Bill.
We'll get it done.
Call
Don't worry,
Bill.
We'll get it done.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
call the right people.
that's Teufelberger's legal department for now.
I'm over in Oklahoma now, and I have guys asking me stuff about because I have a lot of Teufelberger stuff. And they're asking me about stuff. I'm like, hold on, I'm just gonna call Bill.
Yeah.
That's all I do. I just call them. Is there anything else on the product you want to talk about?
No, I've pretty much covered everything when the talking points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put your
if
handle
you
out
haven't,
there.
If you haven't been out there, if you haven't been on one yet, sit in one.
Yeah,
Um,
we got them up here. They got them at your booth, Teufelberger booth, and you know they also got them at the Cheryl Tree.
What I will say though is, if you do own one and it doesn't feel right, go online on YouTube, look up Mark Bridges' video, one of the Tree Imagineers, on how to adjust the tree motion.
Yeah,
And spend the time and adjust it properly, and you'll feel the difference. And it's not just our saddle, any saddle on the market, if it's not adjusted correctly, is going to feel uncomfortable. It might have some pinching. It won't feel the way it's supposed to. Spend the time, adjust it out, and I think you'll be very happy with the product that we have come out with.
yeah.
There you go. There you guys go. Tree Motion Pro by Teufelberger, by Bill Burley himself, the ambassador.
No. Hold on.
The
We
ambassador.
have a really stout ambassador program.
Yeah. I heard you guys have a fun trip coming up here soon.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we do.
man, that's good.
Yeah,
But
and,
our-
and some of that will be part of how to make this better as well,
Yeah.
right?
Which
Which is following up on what we're doing here.
So before we end the show,
Okay.
I will say that our ambassador team, we have people like Josephine Hedger, John Trenchard, we have Mary Lou, we have Eva, Tonge, George Sudi, like we have Marcine, we have a lot of people from around the world, all body shapes, all climbing abilities. We have it all covered.
Everybody in the U.S. is
All working on
fucking
these
top
products.
notch too, man.
So
Yeah.
we have Bo Nagan, Brick, Jackie,
Yeah.
Carmack. You know, we have a really, and I know I'm forgetting Keith.
No,
I'm
they'll let
forgetting it.
they'll let you know.
I know. Don't hold this against me, people. Don't hold this against me. I'm sorry.
Too many to name.
We have a
We got
lot of
Waggy down
people.
there in Mexico too.
Oh, Wagner, another outstanding, phenomenal climber. But you're taking all the knowledge and experience from every single one of us, and the products that you're getting now are from every single one of us puts our hands on it. We put our input in. We spend the time with R&D. We spend the time with the prototyping.
Yeah.
And we get it. We're trying to get it right. Your products should be, everyone should,
Good.
you should
If
be able
not,
to see it.
call Bill.
If not, call me.
But that's it,
Call
guys.
Bill.
That's Gear Talk for you. If you guys got something out of this today, if you learned something today, share it. That's all we ask. That's a fee. And just remember to continue to elevate the standard of the industry through safety, training, innovation. Till next time. See you guys. Bye.
See ya.
All right.